I think so far they're handling the Shedeur Sanders stuff the right way. If he were taking number 2 overall, I think that's a freight train, man. That is something that changes, and maybe he's thrust into the position a lot sooner than what he's ready to do. All the emotion, all the hot air has been done with the media. I don't think there's anything that I can point to and say, hey, this is starting to get a little squirrely here. And it's good because there has been times where it's been June and things have gotten a little squirrely with a couple of quarterbacks in the past. I say he's already guaranteed to make the 53-man roster.
Yo, Shedeur Sanders fans, you're not going to believe what just got confirmed about our boy in Cleveland. While all these haters have been sitting there saying he's just a 5th-round pick who doesn't deserve a shot, the Browns just made it crystal clear. Shedeur Sanders is guaranteed a spot on that 53-man roster. I mean, we're talking about a guy who's been absolutely lighting it up in OTAs, showing 77% accuracy while other quarterbacks are sitting at 58%, and now the organization is basically saying this kid is here to stay. The narrative is completely flipping, and I can already hear the doubters scrambling for new excuses. Let me break down exactly what's happening behind the scenes that has everyone talking. Listen, from what I've been seeing and hearing from these mandatory OTAs, Shedeur Sanders is completely changing the conversation in Cleveland. And you know what? It's about damn time. I've been saying this since day one. This kid was never a 5th-round talent, and now we're watching him prove it every single day on that practice field. Let me start with the elephant in the room, because I know some of y'all are probably wondering, why is everyone so shocked by how Shedeur's handling himself? Well, here's the thing that's got me fired up. All these so-called experts had this preconceived notion about who Shedeur Sanders was going to be. They labeled him as arrogant, cocky, all that nonsense. But when you actually watch how he's navigated this early process of being in Cleveland with the Browns, he comes across completely different. Listen to how his teammates are talking about him. Listen to how he's answering questions. It's a complete 180 from what everyone expected to get. The dude looks the part of what you would hope for in a franchise quarterback, and I've been damn impressed with how he's handled himself off the field and in front of a microphone. I did not expect that level of maturity and professionalism, and that's me being completely honest with you guys. But here's where it gets really interesting, and this is what's got all the Shedeur haters absolutely fuming right now. From what I'm hearing, Shedeur is the complete opposite of what people thought the Browns were actually getting. It sounds like he's really kind of stealing the show in these OTAs. And you know what they're saying about him? The dude knows ball. That's what I keep hearing over and over again. All I can say is that he goes where the ball's supposed to go, and it looks the way it's supposed to look. When I hear that, that tells me it sounds like the Browns may have got a steal with Shedeur Sanders in the 5th round. And let me tell you something. I think he'll definitely have a chance to prove it. Now, some people are trying to make a big deal about Shedeur taking fewer reps during these OTAs. Let me address this head-on because this is where some of the controversy is coming from. Do I think that's a bad sign? Absolutely not. It's way too early for all of that. He just arrived, he's a rookie, and his career completion percentage is the best in the FBS last year despite being sacked about 42 times. We're talking about 90-plus times over the 2 years that he was at Colorado. The brother can play, and he will get the chance to be the starting quarterback, and that should happen sooner rather than later for a number of reasons. First of all, he could be their quarterback of the future. I don't think there's any question about that. He has much more ability than Dillon Gabriel, and Shedeur will get the opportunity as he continues to progress and earn the trust of the coaching staff. And if he does that, he's the most talented thrower on that roster. Here's what's really got me excited about this situation. Shedeur is the only potential star on that Browns roster at the quarterback position. If you look at their first 5 weeks, they're facing 5 top 10 offenses, then Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh. If they're struggling in the first 6 weeks, I think Shedeur's star power will matter. In 90% of markets, it doesn't matter, but in Cleveland at quarterback, it absolutely does. Mark my words, Shedeur will be starting by week 8. I've asked GMs about Dillon Gabriel, and they're like, he's not a 3rd-round draft pick. I know people who thought the guy was undraftable. So when you really break it down, the path is pretty clear for our boy.
You look at Shedeur's numbers, he's duplicating what he did at college. Jaden Daniels ran in college. You watch him in the NFL and you're like, oh, that translates. Shedeur's accuracy, 74% in college. He's now at 77% in camp. And you could say, well, it's just camp. Well, why are the other quarterbacks at 58% for the Browns? It means something, does it not?
Yeah, it means a little something, but I wouldn't read too much into it. And you see, all of his reps have been with the back end guys. He hasn't gotten any reps with the ones. To me, that's a good decision, because as soon as he gets in with the ones, then the hype train's gonna roll even further. You can get excited, but don't be too excited.
Now let me hit you with some numbers that are going to blow your mind. And this is exactly why the Browns organization is so confident in guaranteeing him that roster spot. Shedeur's accuracy was 74% in college, and he's now at 77% in camp. You could say, well, it's just camp. But why are the other quarterbacks at 58% for the Browns? It means something, doesn't it? From what I've seen, all of his reps have been with the back-end guys. He hasn't gotten any reps with the ones, and to me, that's actually a good decision. Because as soon as he gets in with the ones, then the hype train's going to roll even further. You can get excited, but the Browns are being smart about not rushing this thing. But here's what's really impressive. I'm told that he came into mini camps and spoke to people this weekend, and he was as good. A young third-day pick, as you can imagine, in how he handled himself. They have every reason in the world to want this to work. He was at worst a second-round talent. And there's every reason in the world where they could come out of this looking like the same geniuses that San Francisco looks like for taking Brock Purdy where they did. There's nothing but upside for Cleveland here, and that's exactly why they're guaranteeing him that roster spot. Some quarterbacks have these talents that just jump off the page. You know, a cannon for an arm, or they can run like Lamar Jackson. But Shedeur Sanders' superpowers are the opposite of that. They're all the things that actually make quarterbacks good: processing and reading the defense. And let me tell you something about Kevin Stefanski's offense. If this offense is going to be what it was a couple years ago under Stefanski, Shedeur is perfect for it. The superpowers that he has from the neck up will help him get on the field faster than anything else. He has to force that organization to play him because he's so impressive, and it's going to start this week when they give him reps versus their #1 defense in training camp that we can all agree he's not a 5th-round talent. His talent is somewhere in the 1st or 2nd round. But if you look at the path for him to become a starting quarterback in this league, especially with the Cleveland Browns, it doesn't get any more clear than this. Now, I keep hearing people say 5 games, 5 games, 3 games, 3 games. That's what you're going to get with Kenny Pickett and Joe Flacco. So eliminate them and put these rookies in the game. You know what Kenny Pickett and Joe Flacco are going to bring. But if you're only going to win 3 to 5 games, why are we even worried about these veterans? That's just me being real with you guys. You have a room full of quarterbacks that's not proven. Cut the nonsense, please. Seriously, cut the nonsense. It's time to move on from the old and embrace the new. Listen, I've been talking to players and coaches, not to get into names, but I know people everywhere, and they're saying, yo, this young kid ain't no 5th-round draft pick. He's looking really, really good. Look at what happened in Washington when Jaden Daniels came in there. The entire city, the entire organization got enthused with hope and vigor, and now they are the hottest thing going right now. Cleveland needs some energy. They need some spunk. They need somebody they can build around so they can start to get that energy going. Because it's been a long time since the dog pound has been rocking. From what I was told, Kevin Stefanski's plan for his 4 quarterbacks in OTAs and minicamp was to try to get a lot of different guys different touches in different situations. And they all really answered the bell, including Sanders, who showed the ability to put the ball in some tight windows. He threw with aggressiveness and took some chances, so they like where he sits. But Sanders has made an impression. There's no doubt about that. Now, here's where some people are getting upset, and I need to address this because it's creating unnecessary controversy. After OTAs, some people noticed that Shedeur Sanders didn't get first-team reps because it doesn't seem like the Browns want to rush this thing with him, which is ultimately good for him. But some people have taken the fact that the Browns aren't giving Shedeur first-team reps as some kind of handicap that they're giving him in this quarterback competition. Let me be clear about something. The quarterback competition has not really started yet. There's no competition in football, especially in the NFL, until you put pads on. There's no winning the competition in June. There's no winning the competition in July. So people acting as if this quarterback competition has already started and Shedeur is being held back, that's just not how it works. The truth is, if the Browns were the team that were trying to sabotage Shedeur Sanders like some people are saying, they would be doing everything they can to rush this kid out early, because that would be setting up Shedeur Sanders for failure. Right now, If you're a Sanders fan, you want to protect him from this. I know some Sanders fans seem to think that Shedeur Sanders is incapable of looking bad in the NFL, but I promise you, nobody is incapable of looking bad in the NFL. Do you really want to see a world where Shedeur Sanders is 1-5 and people are blaming him for being 1-5? That's a murderous role. Why do you want a rookie to play those first 6 weeks? I wouldn't send rookie year Cam Newton out there. I wouldn't send rookie year Andrew Luck out there. These are some of the greatest prospects of all time. We should probably let those tough games go by first. But you know what I love about how Shedeur is handling all this? Listen to how he's answering the questions. He's answering them perfectly. I've got a couple of young guys out there and I talked to Denzel Ward. He looks different. There's a difference when that young man is out there spinning that ball. When he's at the helm, he looks different whether you're going with the first team, second team, or third team. He looks different than the rest of the competition. I just remember having a conversation where someone told me, "Man, how's it going?" And the response was, "I ain't getting many reps. I got like 1 rep, 2 reps. I ain't even getting today." But the advice was simple. One day, they're going to call on you. And when it comes, that's your opportunity. Should Shedeur start week 1? Absolutely. He's accurate. He can throw in anticipation. Shedeur Sanders is starting for me. This Kenny Pickett move, I absolutely do not mind it at all. If he goes out here and plays well, that's a bonus for your football team. And then you have 2 young guys behind him that you are developing. If it's not Kenny Pickett, the only other option is Shedeur because I believe he's the best talented quarterback on that roster. You know what I was thinking? I don't know if you can see what Shedeur has if you start him week 1 because you don't know yet how bad the Browns are without Shedeur since you've never seen the Browns without him. If Shedeur is a starter and the Browns start 0-4, everybody gets blamed. But if you start the Browns without Shedeur and all of a sudden they're 0-4, then Shedeur comes in and the Browns proceed to win 2 of their next 3 games. It's because of Shedeur. Think about Drake May for a second. He showed flashes, and we saw the Patriots were terrible without Drake May. So when he goes in there and wins those couple games, you're like, oh, he might have something. Number 1, if you start the young quarterback, you can't give up on the young quarterback. It's going to be some ups and downs as the season goes on, and if he shows you those flashes, then that's a bonus for your football team. Kind of like Drake made out, it's encouraging that guys inside that locker room are actually saying he looks different, presumably in a good way. When he does start or he does get an opportunity, there will be nobody or no detractor who can look at you and say he did not earn it. No one gave him anything. He was a 4th-team quarterback all the way into camp until he started getting reps, and that keeps your credibility as a coaching staff. For me, I'm hoping he gets his reps when regular camp comes, and then we're going to find out if he's different or not when they get the pads on. June 16th last year, we still thought Deshaun was an NFL quarterback. This is so early in the process, but I've already been on record. I think Shedeur should start more games than any quarterback on this roster just to get a look at what you've got. This is why I love it. It's a meritocracy. Nobody's getting nothing they don't deserve, and we're going to find out if Shedeur Sanders, at worst, isn't the backup on this team. There's going to be consequences through the media if they don't handle this right. If I am the head coach, the GM, and the owner of this team, I'm naming Shedeur Sanders my starter today. The idea that Shedeur continues to go out there and win these days, day after day, we got to commend him at some point. He's winning over the locker room. I've been waiting for the mandatory portion of this camp for a while, because in the next couple days, we'll hear a lot of these veterans start to talk about what they actually think about Shedeur Sanders. The early returns with Shedeur from a playing standpoint, another deep pass today, and a lot of good throws that were captured and went very viral. There's a lot of things to walk away impressed with. What do you guys think about this whole situation? Are you as excited as I am about Shedeur's guaranteed roster spot? Let me know in the comments because I want to hear your thoughts on how this is all going to play out. From what I can see, the Browns are handling this the right way. They're not rushing him, they're protecting him, but they're also making it clear that he's got a future with this organization. That guaranteed roster spot tells you everything you need to know about how they really feel about his potential. So here's my take. The haters can keep fuming all they want, but the truth is becoming undeniable. Shedeur Sanders is changing the narrative in Cleveland, one practice at a time. The kid's got the talent, he's got the work ethic, he's got the maturity, and now he's got the organization's confidence. Mark my words, we're going to look back at this draft and wonder how 31 teams let this kid slide to the 5th round. The Browns got their franchise quarterback, and they know it. That's why he's guaranteed that roster spot, and that's why I believe he'll be starting sooner than most. People think. What do you think, though? Do you believe Shedeur will be the starter by Week 8 like I'm predicting? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, smash that like button if you're Team Shedeur, and don't forget to subscribe because we're going to be covering every step of his journey to becoming Cleveland's next franchise quarterback. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next.